Hey y'all, it's Allie with the Spiegel Mom Scraps design team. Today I am making a layout with using recycled material. So I chose a bubble mailer. So I've got a horse that I have sketched out using a cut file, and I'm just gonna do some watercolors onto my bubble mailer and smush it all around. So it's pretty much the same technique as the packaging technique. I'm just using a bubble mailer instead of just like a piece of plastic. And now I'm going to go through and kind of add a little more definition to my horse so it doesn't just look like a bunch of splotches. But this layout is all about my son watching one of my most favorite movies of all time, and it's called Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken. And if you've ever seen it, you know that it's about a woman who learns how to dive horses in kind of like a circus setting. So if you haven't seen it, it's a great movie. It's an older movie from, I think, the early 90s, but it's awesome. So I've got my pictures here of him being just glued to this movie, which made my heart so happy. And I'm going to do some layers underneath it. I'm also using some recycled tissue paper from a gift and some yellow polka dotted patterned paper. That's difficult to say, isn't it? And then also I'm going to add some doilies and, of course, some sequins. So I am going to be using the Sunny Winter sequins mix, and they are just gorgeous. Jody's daughter actually came up with this sequin mix, and I just think it's brilliant. It's a beautiful mix. So I've also got some mesh that I'm adding in here just for some interest, and layering that with my tissue paper and my patterned paper. And then I've got my title on my plastic so I can see exactly where it's going to go. Off camera, I used my sewing machine and some black thread to add a little bit more detail to the horse hair, so the tail and the mane there. But I just kind of wanted it to look like this watery, diving horse to go along with the movie theme. And I really love how this came out. I really like using the bubble mailer as my packaging for my packaging technique. I just think it comes out really cool. And plus side, if you order sequins or doilies, you're going to get a bubble mailer. So you already have it to work with. So I'm just going through with a little bit of washi tape to adhere my layers down. That way I don't have to pick all my layers up and glue them down. It's hard with tissue paper and mesh to use a lot of liquid glue, so I like to tape it down first to make sure it's exactly where I want it, and then I can add more glue later to really adhere it. So now that I've got my layers the way I want them and I've added my title, I felt like it needed a little bit more balance. So I am going to go ahead and tear off a strip of pattern paper. This is the same pattern paper I used in my layers, and it's from Simple Stories. It's from a paper pad that I had. It's an older collection. And I'm just going to have a little ripped edge there and put that along the right side of my layout. And then I'm going to add another doily and some more tissue paper and a little mesh shaker pocket. It kind of pulls the whole layout together, and it lets your eyes kind of go from, the focal point, and it just gives it more of a nice feel. A little bit more balanced and a little bit more movement to the page. So after I get this all stuck down, I'm going to create my mesh shaker pocket, and this is super, super easy to do. I just put my sequins into my mesh and fold it over, and then I use my sewing machine to sew the edge so that none of my sequins can get free. And I show you all of how to do the mesh shaker pocket but without the sewing part, because that's off camera. So our theme this month is using recycled things. So I've done that using my packaging and my tissue paper. And our theme is also to use flowers. And in my original design idea, I was going to add flowers to the horse. And then I really just ended up liking the way this looked. And I didn't want to add the flowers. So there are no flowers in this layout. But I promise I'll follow the rules next time. So here's how quick and easy making a little mesh shaker pocket is, with just a little piece of scrap of the mesh and my sewing machine. So obviously I did the sewing off camera, and the magic of editing makes it look super fast, and it really is super fast. But I just wanted to add this to the side with all of my other details there. And so I'm going to go ahead and pull up my pattern paper, which is what I love about tape runners, is it's super easy to undo what you've already done. And then I'm going to add my little shaker, and it just adds a lot of interest to the layout. And I love getting all of those sequins stashed away in there. So after I get that all situated, I'm going to add some journaling, and this layout is finished. It was really quick and easy to create, and I just love how it came out. And I love this story of my son watching one of my favorite childhood movies. I hope you enjoyed this video. You guys have a great day, and remember to save 15% in the Spiegel Mom Scrap Shop with the code AllieG15. Bye, y'all.